Jimmy, round one versus Ontario, a clean sweep, 2 games. Easier said than done, I'm sure. What were your takeaways from that series?
I think we were just kind of talking about it, just recapping it with the leadership group and the team, and I just thought it was really good buy-in from everyone. We talked about just managing the puck and playing with detail and playing together against a stingy team like that, and I thought we really did it because this time of year, mistakes and turnovers can really hurt you, and the way they play, it's kind of sometimes the way they sit back, it's really hard to create offense. But I thought we did a really good job of getting the puck into their zone and then kind of keeping it there, and that's really what limited their offense. And giving up 1 goal in 2 games, obviously huge to have Askey playing like he did, and but I really thought. From the defensive and forward units, we did our job. We kept them kind of in front of us, and executed when we needed to. And I think that was the difference. Yeah,
there's a lot of talk about obviously limiting Ontario to just that 1 goal, and really not even a lot of shot chances. 47, I want to say total, but that's a team defense thing, right? That's not just defensemen. That's not just your goalie. That's forwards too, right?
Yeah. You hear it all the time. The best defense is offense. And, with all 4 lines going like they were, I just think it was nice to be able to just get the puck behind their D and then and go to work and kind of watch our forward do their thing. So when I think that's kind of like the thing that you overlook a little bit when your forwards are going, or when there's an elite forward group on the ice. It's almost like the other team's so worried about that they're not really creating anything. And that was great. It's you look at all 4 of our lines. It's we got good size and good speed, and it's hard to play against.
In the American League, it's obvious you're going to have some transition over the season with players in and out and up and down. But you've seen your group start to finish in the regular season. Optimally, you'd love for this team to be peaking, starting to peak right now. I don't know if you can say that, but where do you see your group from the bigger picture of this season? How are the Barracuda playing right now at this most critical time?
It's small sample size, 2 games, but
right.
I think we're playing really well. I think the last 2 games of the year, I think three weekends of the year, we really, it was kind of the theme was to play 1 really good game and then maybe take a step back. And even in Calgary, it was 1 great game, and then we got shut out. So I think that was really an emphasis to not just play 1 game and then feel comfortable. Is like you got to keep pushing. If you score a goal, you got to keep pushing. If you win a big game, you got to keep going. So I think that really that mentality kind of helps us to feel like we're peaking, and it kind of just shows a more mature group than maybe we had in even February and March. So I don't know necessarily if we're peaking, but it really does feel like it.
I think it was game 1, period 3. You held Ontario to a single shot on goal. Is something like that a situation you can rally around to say, all right, we've got an upper hand either on this team or in this series? And I know, scoring a bunch would be great too, but having something like that, it just seems like it stands out to me of something that you guys can build and rally around.
Yeah, I think so. It's like if you're winning a game going into the 3rd period, a lot of times the message is you got to keep playing the same way, don't sit back. And it's like you said, it's a lot easier said than done. But I think we really did it and took that to heart. And we knew how we got there. We knew it was getting pucks behind him and kind of pushing and keeping our foot on the gas, and that's what we did. So it's hard to create offense if you're so worried about keeping the puck out of your own net. And I think that's just what we did, and made them feel like that the whole 3rd.
You played Colorado a few times this year. Some wins, some losses, some weekends that went both ways. How do you see this next round and the matchup looking for the Barracuda?
It's going to be a little different than Ontario. They've got some speed, they've got some skill, and I think the big thing is they've got some veteran players. And that really helps in playoffs. The guys with that experience, and I think the thing that we've really tried to instill in our guys is not to play different and not to panic when things aren't going well. And you don't have to do anything that's different than what makes us us. And I think that we know that they're going to do that. They're going to play the way they have all year. They're not going to try to do anything crazy. And it's a good team over there. So I think we just need to be able to stick to what makes us work, and that's our size and our depth, and not really worry too much about what playmakers they have, or what guys have a ton of points or a ton of goals, and I think things will go well for us.
It's crazy. Here in San Jose, we haven't had a hockey team go to the playoffs. Well, since the Sharks did back in 2019. Obviously, the CUDA haven't been in the playoffs in a while either. But you're somebody with a lot of playoff experience recently. You've been to the playoffs now 5 straight years in the AHL, but with 4 different teams, which is pretty cool, right? You're consistently getting back there and getting experience in this. What do you want to bring? Having gone through these last 4 seasons of playoffs, what experience from the postseason do you want to help bring as a leader to your group?
I think kind of 2 different things. I think on the ice, I want to bring stability to our back end. I just want to be able to play my game and kind of at times be a calming presence, and at times if we need it, to try to create a spark when I can, but also just on the bench and in the locker room, just remind these guys that this is important times of the year, but to like I said, play within yourself a little bit, because there's so many emotions that go into these games. Sometimes you care so much that you try to make a big hit when you don't really need to, or you're so hot at times,
amped up,
if someone swings at you want to swing back,
right.
And I think it's just for the good of the team to maybe take a punch if you need to, and move your feet and not take the stick penalties, and do everything for the good of the team, because at the end of the day, it helps your career, it helps the organization, and these are the times you're going to look back on and be proud of yourself for kind of giving that extra little oomph and closing out a game.
So at this point, 2 games, haven't lost any, but at some point, and even if you go on to win the Calder Cup this year, you're going to lose some playoff games, right? When that ultimately happens, last question here, what do you want to see from your group when it does actually face some adversity and when the chips might be down?
That's a tough one. I think it's funny that you kind of notice when in these long series and towards the meat of the playoffs, if you win a game, it's almost like you have tons of energy after it.
Right.
You feel like you can go work out, go play soccer. You could probably go play another game.
Right.
But if you lose, even if it's it's not like a big overtime game, or if it's not a big series deciding game, it's almost like you just feel like you can't even move afterwards. Yeah. So I'd like to see the guys just stay even keeled, not get too high, not get too low. I think something that hurts you is if you do win and you're celebrating like you did something.
Right.
It can kind of take more out of you than you want, and if you lose and you kind of mope and worry about it and get too low, that can hurt you as well. So I think just taking everything in stride, trying to stay kind of even keeled and move forward, whether it's win or loss. I think that can help us a ton.
So you had a good Saturday night in LA, right? You celebrated. Now you turn the page. We're ready for Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes you say 5 minutes. Sometimes you enjoy it, but yeah, it's good.
Jimmy, thank you for this. Best of luck.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Brodie.